Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I'm riding on a high from a little launch of a landing page yesterday.
Yes, you hit your deadline.
I did.
You beat your deadline, actually.
Yeah, what did I say? Even like by the time the next episode drops or something, I would...
You said that you would commit to having a date where you would launch by this episode.
I guess I did. Well,
Yeah.
I overachieved.
You did. I was pleased to see that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you. What did you launch, or what did you put out there?
That's right. So I launched the landing page for the new product I'm building. The name is out of the bag now. It's called Mighty Cal, and it is a scheduling tool, kind of along the likes of Calendly and those types of kind of automated tools for coordinating, finding times, but with some fresh takes on how to smooth out that process. Yeah, so I shipped the landing page yesterday, and all I did was tweet about it. I just knew that I have enough audience support that this would get spread around, very likely get spread around pretty decently, and so that's all it took was a tweet, and then kind of let it percolate through the Twitter sphere. Very
cool.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say what good numbers are, but I kind of had something in my head of if I could get around here, I'd feel good about it, and kind of exceeded my expectations. So happy to share some numbers about that too.
Yeah, I'd like to hear numbers. I'm also curious, like when you say fresh takes, what's in the plan or in your head?
The first step is smoothing out the scheduling experience itself. So I've had a fair amount of conversations with Calendly users, and one of the things that kind of annoys people is, especially if you're doing a lot of booking of meetings, is like someone sends you their link and then you kind of have to click through, their calendar to see what days are available in Calendly, and then you're presented with a list of times, and then you're toggling back and forth between your calendar and theirs. It's just kind of adds a few extra steps, and it's especially bad on mobile. Calendly does now have a thing like if you're logged in, and so they have access to your calendar, they'll show you like which times you're not available when you're looking at someone else's booking link. There's a little bit there to help with that, but really it's pretty rudimentary. Something I've heard time and time again is that like I want to be able to see the intersection between availability for that person and what's on my calendar, and I don't want to have to click around between two. So the first innovation is a booking experience that feels like you're using an actual calendar. So you go to a booking page, you see grayed out times that are not available and then highlighted times that are, and then you can overlay your calendar on top of their availability to see the intersection.
So I can auth my like Google Calendar access or something to you?
Yep. Like you can do like a one-time auth or just like a free busy auth, kind of working out the details of how that's exactly going to work. And then of course, if you already have an account yourself, then it's, if you're logged in, I can just do it automatically for you. Step number one is like really trying to nail that process down and make it really good. And also like, I mean, I want people who adopt Mighty Cal to feel like they are, like they're presenting the people that they're sharing their link with the best possible experience. It kind of reflects positively on the user. And so I think, really kind of relentlessly focusing on making that a good experience only serves to kind of improve the experience of like sharing booking links. This is a big problem. It's more amorphous. The solution is less clear, but like, and I mentioned on the landing page, there's kind of this weird power dynamics thing at play where like, especially if you feel like the person is more important than you, that you're trying to book time with, you're always hesitant to like share a booking link because it feels like you're making them jump through hoops to satisfy you or be convenient to you. This is one small step towards making that feel a little bit less like a chore, but I think there's a lot to explore around that. I have some ideas and stuff, but it's like, I've heard from people like, man, if you can really solve this where I don't feel this weird hesitation or all this like weirdness around, like, oh, maybe just in the name of being convenient to them, I'll just kind of hash this out over email and then we're back to the back and forth,
Yes. I've definitely felt that. That's a squishy problem, or it's like a weird brain problem, but that sounds interesting to me as well.
Yeah. That's where I really got to put my product hat on and try to problem solve, So
that'll be interesting to experiment there and like see if you can come up with a thing where people are like, oh yeah, there we go. That I don't feel that thing anymore.
Yeah, right. If it's as smooth as like, hey, I know you're going to probably be looking at your calendar anyways. So like, we need to find a time to meet. Here, I've opened up like this workspace, this collaborative workspace for both of us to like figure out a time, as opposed to the kind of passive aggressive, like, here's my Calendly link. You find a time that works for me. Instead, it's like, yeah, I've kind of created this event that doesn't have a time yet. And we can, if we both have MightyCal, they can just talk to each other and suss out a time that works best for both of us. So
cool. That sounds interesting. That idea of like, it's a workspace, it's a collaborative thing. That sounds like an interesting framing. Yeah, I'm like imagining it's less like, here's my link to book a thing with me. It's more like, here's a unique link to a thing that we're working on together that corresponds to this event. Interesting. Sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, more like kind of emphasis on maybe one-off booking links that is a like a special kind of curated experience just for individual events you're trying to coordinate, and making that as easy. So like another kind of weird, not to bag on Calendly too much, but they are probably the most commonly used alternative. There's kind of like this effect that discourages people from creating too many different event types, I think, because your availability settings all kind of live in the domain model. You can tell it's attached to each event type that you create. And so if you have a bunch of them, like there's ways to like bulk edit your availability, but it's kind of clunky, and like you can like duplicate things, but you're never sure, like, are these all on the same settings, or do I need to like update my availability in multiple places? And so I'm kind of abstracting that away. So now you have like these kind of availability blocks of settings. So maybe you have like your normal working hours, and maybe you have like a block of availability that you would want to share with a VIP or with someone where you want to be really flexible. So you can kind of create these ahead of time. And then if you're creating a one-off booking link or a recurring one, you can attach this availability setting to it. So it's kind of centrally managed and makes it a lot easier to just like spinning up a new booking link or a special one-off one is, just a couple form fields, as opposed to like, all right, now I'm creating this big thing that has 5 steps of configuration. So
cool. So what's next then on this?
I'm still, it's funny. I was chatting with somebody who I was setting up some meetings and stuff, and I'm like very, very close to deploying it for myself, like being able to actually use my own MightyCal link. And that is the next step that has to happen. Like, I don't know if I can bring myself to share like my old Calendly link with anybody to set up meetings to talk about this. Yeah. So I'm very motivated to get to that place as soon as possible.
Cool. So you're approaching dog food.
Approaching dog food. Yep. There's some things that I have to get Google approval to OAuth people outside of my organization. And I don't know, that's kind of at their will. Do you need a
Mike Tabor style security audit?
I don't, as far as I know.
Right.
I've talked to Mike and did some of my own research, and it appears that you only need that if you're accessing Google Drive or Gmail data. So I think Calendar is exempted, I think. So I need to get approval, and I think that could take 1 to 2 weeks or something like that. So kind of a fuzzy timeline on that. So just a quick walk through the kind of launch funnel that I set up. Promoted the landing page, and I have an email sign up on the page. So people drop their email in, they receive a welcome email. And in the welcome email, I said, if you're interested in becoming an early adopter, I have a type form for you to fill out. And as a thank you, you can get first dibs on the username of your choice if it's a good fit for you to become an early adopter. So, and in that form, it's still pretty concise, but I wanted to learn a little bit more about what calendar system are you using today, because I'm going to launch initially with just Google Calendar support. And, what integrations do you absolutely need? Do you need a Zoom integration? Are you okay without one? And so this will kind of help me identify people who I can let in as early as possible based on how my roadmap is evolving. So yeah, the next step after dog food is the small group of people that I've been talking to already. It's 4 or 5 people, let them in, and then start working through this kind of early adopter list.
Cool. That sounds good. Do you want to share some of those numbers you were talking about?
So yes, I do want to share some of those numbers. So very, very top of the funnel, visits to the website. We got right around 4,000 uniques. Pretty decent off of just a tweet. I also had a thing, by the way, after filling in the opt-in form, then I popped up a thing that kindly asked people to share a tweet and click a button. So that kind of created just a little bit of virality in that sense.
Yeah, I saw a decent number of those going out.
Yeah, that was good to see. Okay, so 4,000 uniques led to, as of right now, it's getting the freshest numbers, 650 email signups and 212 early adopter form submissions.
Cool. That seems like pretty solid for a tweet.
Yeah, I feel not too shabby for a tweet. Yes.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
You must have built a bit of an audience over time.
Yeah, it's almost like it's taken a couple of years or something.
Yeah. I like the tweet thing. That works surprisingly well. It's awesome that people are like willing to help spread the word.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of those things I didn't think would work, but has worked well for us.
Yeah. It's basically like, hey, if you don't mind, word of mouth is a powerful thing, and you can really help me out by by sharing this.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, someone was asking me about like our like marketing channels, and I was like, it's a lot of Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people hear about it that way, or yeah, it's big for us.
Yeah, most other people targeting other niches probably can't see the same effect with Twitter, but I think there's something particularly like unique about our kind of tech sphere. It's very very heavily there. You know.
Do you have a sense of customer profile for Mighty Cal yet?
I wish I could say like I had an extremely well-defined niche. I mean, it's kind of like, I've talked to a lot of other entrepreneurs, a lot of people who, this is not a developer tool, probably. Like, other founders is kind of the people that I'm attracting right now. And I kind of hope to have more clarity around like what's the good way to bucket and segment that and be like more deliberate about niche targeting.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see if it resonates particularly with a certain group.
Yeah. I did also get, this is something that I've kind of tossed around too, like a couple of folks who run podcasts have hit me up specifically and said like, yeah, I have a lot of pain around scheduling with podcast guests and stuff. So that's one that I've already kind of had down a list. Like, I don't know, this could be the scheduling tool for podcasters. We'll see. I know it remains to be seen if that's a big enough segment. You and I have batted around that idea offline a little bit, and I continue to be surprised how big the podcasting market is. Obviously Craig at Castos, Justin at Transistor, like these guys building pretty good businesses on top of, people doing podcasting. So there's money flowing through that space.
There is. Yeah. There is. There's a lot of amateurs, right, that aren't going to make any money. So maybe they're more price conscious, but there are also non-amateurs. So I don't know. Like we pay hundreds of dollars a month for our podcast to be a thing.
Yeah, this is true.
And we're thoroughly amateur.
So amateur.
So amateur.
We don't even have pre-roll music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the amateurs of product.
Yep.
Cool. Well, hey, congrats on not just hitting the deadline, but exceeding it.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's nice to be able to talk about what you're working on.
Yeah, that's what I told you yesterday also. Like, it feels liberating to now that this is out there, I can talk more freely. I can share about new features I'm working on just to kind of keep myself motivated and publicly accountable and all that good stuff. So,
speaking of which, do you want to have like another deadline?
Yeah, no, that's good. I'll set a dog food deadline of me using my own link by next week.
Next week. Okay. Sounds like it's close then.
It's pretty close for that. Yep. Because I have access to the source code. I can put some nasty hacks in there to make it work for me.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
From hell or high water, I'll be using it by next week.
If user ID equals 1.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Nice. Yeah. Spencer has Tuple user ID 1, I believe. Very jealous.
The coveted number 1.
Extremely coveted. Yeah. Cool. So should I do some stuff?
Yeah, what's been going on in the Tuple land?
So we're getting an office.
Yeah, okay, it's official.
It's happening, yeah. I got the keys yesterday or the day before. I hired some movers. They're going to move us on Monday. Tuple Phase 2 and is beginning. It's not the forever office, It's not. It's like this will hold 3 of us, maybe 4, probably not 5. So it's kind of like let's get out of Joel's hair. He and his wife have been very accommodating. Let's give them their condo back and have like a place where we all go that's not our house to work, because I think that's healthy. It'd just be nice to have a dedicated space for that. Gonna have my mom help decorate it because she's like a basically interior designer. going to help us do that. It's also crazy, man. Like we like set a budget for like furnishing the office. I was like, wow, this makes me feel more like a big company or like a real business than anything. Like a budget to furnish an office. It's like, wow, that's like, it's like I don't know.
Did you ever think you'd be saying
adult.
those words?
Yeah, not that much.
Yeah,
that's funny. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so that's exciting. We did a retreat this week, which it had been a while since we had done one, and man, I'm really glad we did. It was super great. We rented a house that was not too far from Boston, actually, but it was kind of out in the woods anyway. It was like pretty, somewhat rural. It felt really good. It had a big deck and like a ton of like woods space in the back, and like a lot of there was like a swing and like a bunch of Adirondack chairs, and we spent a lot of time outside. And the weather was beautiful, and it was just awesome to like spend a bunch of time talking about I wrote up a bunch of an agenda of like some like a lot of big picture questions, some check-ins, like strategy stuff. So we spent a lot of time just sort of talking about the future and the next quarter and the next 6 months or so. And it was just good to like be just the three of us again and doing that thing. So good retreat. That felt kind of rejuvenating and exciting. But then also we had a feedback session. So after we came back, we did another session where we do this format where for each of the other two people, we write up a handful of bullets on like, I like that, like you've been doing these things, and like, I wish that you would do these things. And we've done this once before. This is the second time. We write up all these things ahead of time, then we throw them in like a shared doc, and then we go through it and discuss. And man, I think this is so valuable. There was like a surprise or two, which to me is like, that's the gold. Like there are some things where it's like, oh, I think I could, like in my head, I'm like, I think I could be doing better about this thing. And then you get that feedback. It's like, yeah, no, I agree. That's very fair. And then there was like one where it's like, I did not expect this. And it was just like really good to get that out in the open and like acknowledge it and like apologize and like rectify. I urge people to do this. I found it extremely valuable.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it takes a pretty high degree of trust and like maturity, maybe is the right word, to be able to do that. Actually, this is an interesting question because now that I'm in Minnesota, one of the things that's kind of deep in the culture here is kind of this conflict aversion and kind of passive aggression. Like that's the stereotypical like Minnesota vibe. East Coast, I think, has a stereotype of not being that way. But do you feel like it's like among your team? Like, is it? Yeah. How open do you guys feel like you are? Is this something you had to build up the muscle of being like,
Yes, I do think you have to kind of build it up a little bit. Actually, I think it does require some trust. It's hard to give somebody hard feedback. And like one of the pieces of feedback for me, the person that gave it said like I was hesitant, like I wasn't sure if I should do this. But to me, that's the best. That's the most important kind of thing to get out there, where it's like it's a little bit hard to give this feedback or a little bit uncomfortable. I think we've sort of created an environment where we're comfortable, at least somewhat comfortable giving that kind of feedback to each other. But I do think that's the kind of thing you have to nurture. I don't think that's like immediately a thing you just get. I think it's like built up by trusting each other and being honest with each other, and then also how you respond to that feedback when it happens. Like someone taking a risk by giving you the honest feedback and then seeing how you respond, that's going to affect how their future behavior, right?
Right. I mean, the first time is probably the scariest because you're not really sure how, like, is this going to make things really bad or is this going to be okay? And then you do it and then you build up the trust by proving that you don't suddenly like hate that person or something, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I think the tendency is to like let things go or like just like kind of not deal with things because they'll sort of naturally decline in upsetness over time. But they don't really get resolved. Like they just kind of, the symptom sort of disappears, but the underlying thing is there. Versus, and there's I totally understand the temptation to be like, well, I don't really want to raise this because, this was a couple of weeks ago and like I was upset then, but I'm less upset now. And like, I'm not really feeling it in the heat of the moment. So do I want to like reopen this thing and litigate this now? But then like we can actually talk about it and come to an understanding and kind of resolve things. And I think it's great. It's really wonderful. It's kind of a labor on both sides, right? It's hard for the feedback giver. It's hard for the feedback receiver. It's a challenge. I think this is one of the more important things that we're doing right now is being that open with each other.
Yeah. That's really good. And did you pick this up from Great CEO Within? Or
I did, yeah.
Okay.
That's the structure we use.
Yeah.
So the one other good thing in there, which is that we talked about the format for the feedback, but then also for each of the I wish that items, we take a second to like summarize it and like restate it and make sure that we understand the feedback, because it's easy to like read a few sentences and think the point is X and it's really kind of not quite X. We try to be diligent. I try to remember to remind people and do it myself of like restate it and then get the other person to say, yes, that is the feedback, and then address it and then deal with it. Yeah. But yeah, that book is full of gold. There's just so much good stuff in there. It's crazy. Feedback is a gift. It's one of the best things someone can give you. It's huge. So if you can create an environment and a habit where that feedback can flow to you and between people, it's huge. I think it's really great.
Yeah, I mean, I think that applies to teammates. It applies to customers, right? Like, I think, and it's so hard to like, it makes me mad how quickly my defenses get raised by like getting even the smallest bit of like feedback. I mean, it didn't, and I feel like I did a pretty good job of managing like that kind of response. Like it was almost all positive stuff yesterday because everyone's just excited or whatever. But occasionally, the occasional person was just like, yeah, your landing page made no sense to me. And like, instead of just saying, screw you, I like tried to hear what they were saying. And like, often it wasn't just that they had something specific that wasn't clear or that they were confused by or whatever. I think, the more we are able to just hear that and let the defensiveness kind of roll off our backs a little bit and just try to get to the meat of it, the better off we are. Because yeah, like you said, that's where often your best the gold comes from that, right? Mm-hmm.
Particularly in the blind spots. Like if there's feedback you get that you're sort of expecting, it's kind of confirms a thing already. But the stuff that's new is, I feel like, particularly valuable. That's what I live for. That's why I think that's one reason I really love coaches, like coaching, one-on-one coaching. Is like someone will point like, do you realize that you're doing this all the time? Like, no, I didn't even know I had that habit. And they're like, yeah, this is bad. So it's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, recommended. And then one other news item, which is we snagged the @Tuple Twitter handle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
So @Tuple was previously the Twitter handle of the Tucson Python language enthusiasts.
That's right. Okay. Yes.
Which is great. So they had like capital T, lowercase u, capital PLE. And especially for Python, this is the perfect name, right? It's like, because they use tuples a lot in their language. I had to give it to them. I was like, that's a great name. I get it. I can't fault you for wanting this. But people would occasionally mention them when they meant us. And this happened maybe a week ago. Someone said like, oh, like used @Tuple and liked it or something. And the person with the @Tuple account responded and said, actually, we're unaffiliated. This is the meetup. And I was like, oh, sorry about that. Our apologies or something. And he said something like, no worries. Like the meetup group actually isn't even really meeting anymore. We've rebranded as this instead. And I was like, that's interesting. And so I was like, is there any chance you might be willing to sell us this thing if it's not really fit anymore? And he was like, yeah, DM me. And so I did, and we started talking back and forth. And we and I basically told him, I was like, look, we're getting by with Pair with Tuple. It's fine. It's not horrible, but it would be nice for us to have this. It'd be cool. Let's see if we can come up with a price. And we did. And it wasn't that much, but it was, reasonable, I think. And this person agreed and transferred us the name. Yeah. So then we had to do a little switcheroo where we didn't want to lose our existing followers. We didn't want the current @Tuple followers. That doesn't actually make sense. They were following for a different reason. So basically had to do this thing where very quickly I changed the name of @Tuple to something else and then changed Pair with Tuple to Tuple. And then, because I didn't want references to @Pair with Tuple to be stale, I changed the old @Tuple to be @Pair with Tuple. So we basically just swapped the two of them. And then updated the app, the Pair with Tuple to say, go follow @Tuple. So
yeah.
So now we own both of those things.
Nice. I think there was like a famous, or I don't know how famous. I just remember this happening. to, I think it was happened to Heaton Shaw, maybe back when he was at Kissmetrics or something. There was like some snafu in like swapping around Twitter handles that happened, where it was like, I think there was just like a period of 24 hours where it was like, well, he lost the handle, or the handle was like gone or something. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, I had this fear that like there was somebody waiting to pounce on @Tuple who was just like hammering the API continuously, hoping to grab this like 5-letter handle.
Yeah.
And so like as soon as I like made it free, they would grab it before me, but it did not happen. We got it.
Nice.
Yeah. So @Tuple if you want to say hi to us.
Nice.
It's
Well,
nice.
now, so next up, tuple.com.
It's on the list. We've reached that phase, we're getting an office, we're getting the .com maybe.
Yeah.
It's like, it's where you start, making poor financial decisions. No, JK, these are great ideas.
Pull the old DHH and say, how much did you have to pay? And you just put two money bag emojis.
Yeah. I don't think we're at 3-letter.com status.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
maybe 5-letter. We'll see.
Maybe just one money bag.
Yeah, exactly. I think we have half a money bag in the budget for this one.
Yeah.
After we decorate the office.
After that furnishing budget is exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get a Hey account, by the way?
I did. Yeah. Yeah.
You tried it?
I have poked around a little bit. Seems pretty interesting. A fresh intake for sure. Have you played around with it at all?
I've seen a demo of it. I got a demo of it a few weeks ago, and I thought, so I'm pretty familiar with how it works. I agree. There's some fresh ideas. It seems interesting. I'm a very happy Superhuman user currently, so I'm not sure it's going to be enough to pull me away, but we'll see. I might experiment with it.
I need to give it a little more time probably to play around with it. But like the notion of not explicitly archiving things, but just letting them fall off the plate gives me a little anxiety.
Yeah. I'd like to experience it. I want to actually try it because I am a pretty rigorous inbox zero person. Like most days, just about every day, I think I do that. So it'd be interesting to try a different take on that and just see, like, am I cool with this? Like, it just kind of streams by and don't worry about it.
I get that. And it's funny because the terminology reminded me very much of Level. There's an inbox. Well, there's an inbox with an M, right? And then there's a feed. And the feed is the thing that's like, doesn't have explicit, I don't know if it has explicit like read unread tracking. It's just like things that are coming through that you don't need to manage state around. So it's actually very levelly in that sense. I kind of understand what the paradigm they're getting at. And so that makes sense. But also like, I mean, one of the things that I baked into Level was like, no, the inbox definitely has a very explicit, like if it makes it this far, then it's going to either be sitting there kind of as a to-do or it's going to be dismissed. And read unread tracking was not as, just reading something in the Level inbox didn't cause it to automatically leave. And you had the option to dismiss it so that it would, like it's kind of an implicit like to-do list kind of thing. I'm wondering if, having an inbox in Hey that kind of just feels like this ever shifting like plate of stuff where stuff just gradually falls off like that. I don't know. I wonder how the to-do listy nature of an inbox will pair up with that.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, that state that you described for Level, so we've been using Twist, and I actually wish Twist were more like that, because unread or read is kind of the main, like, have I seen this thing? And that you can mark a thread as closed, which is the strongest, like, this is done. But like, if someone writes a question in a thread and I read it, that question, but I don't want to respond to it just yet, all I can do is mark it as unread. And there's no like, come back to this. And it's like, that's what the come back to this is actually the thing I want. Like, to me, there's a separate step of like read and then act on. And this is just kind of like, have you read it? Have you not? I actually gave this feedback and they were like, there's an add to Todoist button. And I was like, right. But
if you want, it's like, why is my inbox not a to-do list already?
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. Like, can you make this more to-do-y? No. Oh, I see why.
But you can shuffle it onto another to-do list.
Exactly. Like, but I can already do that. I have a lot of to-do options, but anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's definitely a radical radical, new, kind of innovative approach. So it's good to always see those in the world. And
Totally.
man, what do you think of their showdown with Apple?
I don't know. I'm not informed enough to really
Yeah.
dig into it. It does kind of seem like there's some capriciousness on the Apple side,
Yeah.
or like this sort of weird selective enforcement. So I'm leaning on the Hey side, but I have not formed a strong opinion yet, or maybe ever will.
Yeah. No, it's just interesting to watch this drama unfold. And I mean, now like they've just gotten so much clout, those Basecamp guys. So as soon as he starts making noise about it, he's like, interviewed on CNBC, and The Verge is writing up stuff, and he's just like, the amount of press is just, it's impressive. It
is, yeah.
And a
Although
great
I have to say,
crisis marketing, kind of.
right. But although I think the people that are like, oh, they're doing this for the marketing value are just 100% wrong.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
I think that is such a bad take. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, certainly like there's now some, because it's happening, they're getting some latent marketing benefit from it and exposure. But yeah, like, no, you would have to be insane to think that like they planned this or intended to, like, this was not part of their marketing strategy.
Right. Well, they're happy about it because now they get to make a big stink about it.
No.
I'm sure they would have just happily had their app go on the App Store and not have to have this fight.
Exactly. Yep.
Hey was going to get plenty of press without that.
Yeah. This is true.
And like, how many more Lambos does DHH need?
Yeah.
Or like custom race cars?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway. Cool. All right, we gonna wrap it?
Yeah, let's wrap it.
Notes of the show.
Notes of the show can be found in your podcast player or at artofproductpodcast.com.
Whoa, mixing it up.
Whoa.
Have a good one. Thanks for listening.
See ya.